What is going on, everybody? If you are watching this battle, you are in for a show, because this battle will make you laugh, this battle will make you cry, this battle will make you feel feelings that you have never felt before in your lifetime. So be prepared for a whirlwind of emotion. Or none of that will happen to you, but nonetheless, this battle is epic as all hell, as epic as it gets, so make sure you stick till the end. I know it's a little bit long, but anyways, before we begin real quick, I just want to give a shout out to trainer Zabuza, who helped me record this battle. He is doing something where if you want to have a battle recorded, send him a message. He will do it for you. Link to his info in the description. He was a huge help, so thank you very much, and be on the lookout for that, guys. So, with that being said, let's get right into the action. He leads off with his Espeon, and I go for the taunt here because I know he has Magic Bounce, but I did not know that Magic Bounce also reflects taunt back, so, the more you know, I guess. So anyway, he goes for the light screen, so when he does that, I know he's running the light clay dual screen set, so now his screens last for 10 turns because of the item that he's holding, so that is going to cause a serious problem here. Now I send in my Trevenant just to kind of scare him to maybe switch out or something like that, and he ends up going for the Baton Pass here. I believe I go for the Shadow Claw just to play it safe. But he sends out his Avalugg, which is a defensive monster, which is plagued by the unfortunate Ice type, which is arguably the worst in the game because it only resists Ice type. It's only super effective against... Well, it's actually super effective against quite a few things, so it's pretty good offensively, but defensively, it's fucking horrible. So it's a shame that Avalugg is an Ice type. But anyway... He switches out after my Shadow Claw does absolutely nothing, switches to a Greninja, and I get the burn with my Will-O-Wisp on his Greninja, but it's not going to do a whole lot because Greninjas 90% of the time will run special sets. But he's going to taunt me as I go here for the Wood Hammer just to kind of do some damage, and I know that the Reflect is up, so it's not going to take him out, which is unfortunate, and this is only the beginning of the problems that begin because of the screens. And so knowing that I can't do diddly shit to this Greninja, I switch out to my Blastoise here just to take the Ice Beam, which I thought he was going to do. But sure enough, as he uses the Ice Beam, and as fate would have it, my almighty Blastoise gets frozen. Now, this was a serious problem because the battle may have ended sooner in my favor had this not been the case. But you never know. I'm just saying maybe that was a possibility. Anyway... He switches out to his Gengar as I Mega Evolve here. And on this play, I went for the Water Pulse just to play it safe. And especially because that Greninja was an Ice type technically, so it would have been neutral damage. But anyway, so I'm frozen for my first attacking turn. Whoop-de-doo. And this allows his Gengar to go for the Substitute. And that really sucks because obviously a Gengar behind a Substitute is pretty hard to take down. But at this point, the light screen wears off, which is pretty good. So he goes for the Thunderbolt, which doesn't take my Blastoise down. However, thankfully, I thaw out, and I'm able to break his Substitute here with the Dark Pulse, which is good, because even though Blastoise dies here on this next turn, Blastoise was still able to do something, and that was get rid of the Substitute that Gengar placed down. So he Mega Evolves into Mega Gengar here. Which, side note, Mega Gengar will probably get bumped up to Ubers just because this thing is a fucking monster and is probably one of the best revenge killers ever. But anyway, that's a separate argument. I just wanted to throw in my 2 cents there. Who cares what I have to say? So anyway, I switch to my Gengar, which is Choice Scarf, so I know I'm faster. I Shadow Ball this mofo, and Mega Gengar gets sent to the depths of hell where it belongs. And out comes Azumarill. Now he knows that I'm Choice Scarf because obviously I'm faster than my Mega variant. So I switch out, predicting the Aqua Jet, which he does go for. And my Greninja takes it pretty well, especially considering that this Azumarill is, in fact, Choice Banded, which is common, so that's pretty good. And he goes out to his Espeon, predicting that I go for the Spikes, and that was a... very good move on his part because now the spikes ricochet out to me and now they're on my side, so that really sucks. Now I switch out to my Togekiss here, mostly because I know that my Togekiss can kind of do some damage of sorts, at least. But anyway, so he switches into his Aegislash here as I go for the Thunder Wave. And, thinking about it, I don't really know why I went for that, because if he had stayed in, it would have bounced back on me. But anyway, so I paralyze him, and he goes for the Swords Dance here. So now this thing is currently a problem. Now, at this point in the battle, it gets really stall, and I apologize for that. You got to do what you got to do to try and win, But anyway, so essentially what I do here is I just keep on going for the Paraflinch. I'm trying to make him flinch. I don't want him to attack me. Essentially what I was trying to do, and eventually it ends up working, I was just trying to bore this guy to death, and I totally apologize for that. That's, I don't even know what to say about it, but essentially I was just trying to stall this guy out, waste his time. I guess that's a pretty douche move, so my bad. But anyway, I get doing what I'm trying to do here. So Air Slash does absolutely nothing, but he keeps getting flinched. So, I guess, it's working. So I keep on doing it. I keep going for the Air Slash. And essentially what's happening here is that the reason why I don't switch out is because I'm very, very afraid of the Shadow Sneak. But the fact that he's not transforming first shows me that he keeps trying to go for the Swords Dance. But he doesn't get it. He gets it off again here, but he can't seem to get it off when he wants to, because I keep flinching him. So this thing has +4 right now on attack. So this thing is extremely scary, and no matter what I switch into this guy, they can't take a +4 Shadow Sneak from this thing. So this is a serious problem. But I guess he predicted me to switch out here. So he goes for the Sacred Sword, and I 2 times resisted. So it does not a whole lot considering it's a +4. But anyway, that's pretty good for my Togekiss. So I stay in. At this point, I think this guy just said, okay, fuck this, I'm out of here. And he goes ahead and switches out because he knows that there's nothing he can do as far as, trying to just accept the flinch. So I go for the Dazzling Gleam here. Mostly because my power points on my Air Slash were getting really low. So I wanted to save those for later just in case. But I think he's going to set up his screens here, so I switch out to Gengar. And he does. He sets up his light screen. And that kind of sucks because now I know that a Shadow Ball isn't going to take this thing down. So I pretty much just sent Gengar in there to sacrifice himself. But sacrifice himself he did. And he goes down with a Psyshock, which absolutely obliterates me. Just look at the speed that HP went down. So Gengar goes down, which kind of sucks. But I sent out my Dragonite here. And my idea behind this was that I know he can't hurt me all too much. So I was just going to keep going for Dragon Dances to try and take this thing down. So what ends up happening here is I end up going for 3 Dragon Dances. And in hindsight, I should have just gone for 2. And I knew he was going to switch after this Psyshock here because he saw how little damage it did, even with multi-scale. So essentially he breaks the multi-scale, which is good, I guess, on his part because now my Dragonite's pretty vulnerable. But I go for the Dragon Dance here, and I should have just straight up gone for an attacking move because as you'll see here, he Baton Passes into his Avalugg, which even at +3 attack, and you'll see it gets a critical hit, he takes this Fire Punch pretty damn well. And I believe critical hits break through walls like reflect in light screen. So even so, that did quite a hell of a bit of damage. And so he goes ahead and takes me out with the Avalanche. But at this point, his Avalugg is pretty useless because it's slow as hell, and I don't think it has a lot of HP, but I know it has a lot of attack, so it's a pretty big monster in that aspect. Its design is also really, really fucking badass. I mean, just look at that thing. Anyway, so Togekiss comes out. I know I can take him out with the Air Slash because he has paper thin special defense, and down goes Avalugg. So essentially what's going on here is that Togekiss has pretty much saved this game for me. And out comes Espeon, and he double switches here into Greninja. I don't really know why. I have yet to really figure it out. I've watched this battle like 4 or 5 times now. And I don't really know. But anyway, he goes into Greninja. I guess maybe seeing what I would do or something. But I take his Greninja out with the Air Slash. And obviously this is good for me because I'm healing up with leftovers and I don't have to use Roost. And the light screen goes away too, which is good, which I think was his intention actually, now that I think about it, was to stall out the light screen so that in turn he could set up another one, which is good on his part. But the Air Slash does not kill this Espeon. Watch the HP go down, barely anything at all. Just goes to show how especially bulky Espeon is, even with not very much HP, but the light screen is up, so that's true too. Now this Psyshock, excuse me, does not do a whole lot of damage to my Togekiss, which is a very good thing. And so I end up taking him out with the Dazzling Gleam, I guess I used. I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. So anyway, so at this point his Reflect wears off, and now I just gotta wait for this light screen to wear off because there's not really a whole lot I can do. So I switch back out to my Trevenant, which can take close to just about anything this Azumarill can dish out. But he goes for the Waterfall, I'm sorry. And my Trevenant takes it pretty damn well. But I mean, damn, that just goes to show you the power of Azumarill. I mean, I resisted that, and Trevenant is bulky as hell, and that still did quite a lot, even with the Choice Band. So anyway, so he goes out to his good old Aegislash here, and I go for the Shadow Claw. And I switch out here because I do not trust this Paralysis, because I know he's going to probably go for the Shadow Sneak. And Paralysis never seems to work in my favor, so I end up switching out here. I go back out to the one and only, I don't remember, so I'm stalling. I go out to Togekiss, but he goes for the Swords Dance, and now that I think about it, I probably could have taken him out with the Shadow Claw had I stayed in, but I think he predicted that, so that was a pretty good deal on his part. So Togekiss comes back in, and, you know, back to the stall we go. So essentially, I believe I go for the Air Slash again, and I know that I'm faster than his Azumarill, which is a good thing. So I can use the flinching to my advantage here on Azumarill, but the light screen is still up, so that doesn't do a damn thing to this Azumarill. So basically, I go for the Thunder Wave just to, you know, paraflinch this guy, hope for, rely on luck here, I guess. And so obviously that doesn't come through because Paralysis never seems to work for me. So he gets a critical hit on the Waterfall. Now, I'm not into the whole calculations thing, but I don't exactly know if that would have killed me or not. But who knows? Anyway, I'm dead. Critical hit. Sucks ass. Anyway, I go for the rest here just because I want to try and heal up, and my Trevenant has a Natural Cure. So I'm going to take this Waterfall, and I'm going to switch out. That way, you know, I can have a lot of my health back. I'm going to switch out and then switch back in to Trevenant because he's the only thing that can take this Azumarill out at this point, at least until the light screen wears off, which it finally did. But that doesn't matter because Togekiss is gone, so it's not really going to do a whole lot, and Greninja isn't going to do shit to this Azumarill because he resists both of my attacking moves. Now, this Waterfall takes out my Greninja. Greninja just doesn't know what to do about it. So, you know, he stands up on his two legs and comes back to me. So out goes Trevenant, and essentially at this point, I have to Wood Hammer this Azumarill. So the Azumarill goes down. And essentially, here's the deal. It's Trevenant versus this Aegislash. And if this Aegislash hits with the Shadow Sneak, I lose. But if he gets paralyzed, I will win by killing him with Shadow Claw. And the match comes down to this move. Aegislash stance changes into Blade form, and I get the Parahax. And I take him down with the Shadow Claw. And down goes Aegislash, and the battle comes to an end. So thank you very much for this battle. I found him on the Shofu stream. Also, be sure to check out the link in the description for Trainer Zabuza. And thank you guys for watching. This was an incredible battle. Best battle I've ever had. And thank you to the Stranger Trainer. Stranger Danger, indeed. Thank you very much for this battle. It was great. If you like the video, please like it and subscribe. Thank you for sticking to the end. I appreciate it. And until next time.